Hola bafethu, this is PSL Pulse bafethu. This is a rap. It was the Betway Premiership between Orlando Pirates and Sekhukhune 0-0. I'm your host Ustosh and I'm joined by my colleague Usiya. Awuthambile? Ngimnandi mfethu. But amabhakani ajabulile ngiyakhala today.
No,
It's a draw.
Mapagani ayathaba mfethu.
Yeah.
No, Mapagani ayathaba at all. But yeah, we take it game by game. Such things will happen. So yeah.
Asihlephule kancane sithi kwi-marinate mfethu ne asiqale nge-lineup ya today. Mobhekile, what is it that the coach was actually trying to do from the lineup?
No, I think the coach was more of a focusing on a technical.
Yeah.
And also trying to rest some players and give other players some game time. Remember, we having players coming from injuries, so
yeah.
I think the coach was trying to give them a time to get minutes. So yeah, I think it wasn't much of a obligation to play players that we have been playing much games around December during AFCON and all this stuff. So yeah, I think he tried to give other players few minutes and few legs so that he can able to analyze his team even going further. Because I think they played a lot of pre-season games, friendly games during the break. So I think he didn't see much enough, or he saw enough convincing that okay, I can start with this or for the next game. So and again analyzing the opponents. So I think
I can agree with you, Mfethu. So the starting lineup was as follows. Sipho Chain on the goalpost. We had Tino van Rijn. On the right back, we had Undaba. We had Osiema. We had the captain Ubodlela. And then we had a double number 6. It looked like a double number 6, which is Makhetlen Kaula Nombat. And then we had Tito on the number 10. We had who's this? We had Umuremi, we had Uspelebele, and then we also had Mahopa, Evidence Mahopa. Umbata no Makaula. Can we actually start with them? The Batano Glala Square Boy 2 man Mopigile Iaspana this combination yap.
No.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, that combination is a more of a protective combination than having to get productive results.
Yes.
Because if you look at both of them, I think Mbata also like to stick next to Makaula.
Yes.
So that whenever he makes any loose passes and what, Makaula is there to recover for him. Because if you look at Makaula is very good at defensive.
Yeah.
He's a midfielder that has, I think has been trained and been programmed, like he knows how to defend. He can play, he can add in numbers when you're defending, but whenever we are attacking, he cannot become productive. So Mbata was supposed to be able to pick that pass. Okay, if Makaula is good at defending, I can progress. I can actually progress. Numbers in attack. Hence, you saw even first half we didn't create much chances. There were no much box entries because there was that gap between our attackers and the midfielders because we all have that. Double midfield, and now Tito is isolated. Whenever Tito gets the ball, there's two people next to him. Now he cannot turn and be able to play. That forces him to play back to Siema or play back to CBC. And Mahopa is struggling to get any supply.
That's true.
So I think the coach with this lineup for today, I think he was more of as he likes to read the game. He wanted to see what's going to happen. So he was like, no, let me just be protective and not concede in the first half. Then second half I can start now being creative and start adding numbers where I feel like the team is needing help. So I think that was main idea to say first half we need to be solid, not concede on the first half. Then we can take it to the second half. Then we can start playing around there.
I actually have to agree with you, but according to me, I would actually believe the coach should have just picked ruthless, according to me, because of in any stadium like South Africa, whenever Orlando Pirates against any team, it's actually a home game for Orlando Pirates. So actually being scared to or anything like that, it doesn't actually change anything because of the Buccaneer faithfuls are actually gonna be there. So I actually believe a Masindi named Tajela or a Sipombule should have actually came with that number 8 position actually.
But one thing I can just stop you anymore. Masindi, okay, we know Masindi is suspended. But
yes.
Sekhukhune, first game that to play for the season, we lost against Sekhukhune. And the coach was more on playing an open game. So today, he was thinking about the results that happened in Orlando more than anything else. I can tell you now, the coach is happy with the draw. The coach is happy with the draw because he was worried about Sekhukhune. And remember, Sekhukhune made a reinforcement of a lot of important players and a very powerful midfielder. So he was worried that if I can just go to Sekhukhune and play an open game, I might have a problem. I might struggle to keep up. And we know how the likes of Hopla and Monare can help in those highly experienced games. So, and some players, they get motivated before just playing Orlando Pirates. Because now the same team, Sekhukhune team, played against Steelers during the week. They lost that game 1-0. But now they come to Orlando Pirates.
They get it wrong.
They just got motivated because of the name Orlando Pirates. So I think coach was also worried about that. I don't want to give it to Sekhukhune to get confident and play against Orlando Pirates. I want to shut them down. So that's what actually even happened even in the first half. It's like both teams didn't have much threat in the first half. And that's why I'm saying the coach was happy because even when he returned on the first, he didn't came back with the same lineup. And again, wanted to see what Sekhukune's reaction will be.
Right back, my second, to Tino Van Rooyen.
No, Van Rooyen, man. He was okay. I don't feel like he was having much work to deal with. He didn't have much pressure to deal with. Because I think that number 10 was number 10 for Sekhukhune was playing more in a not wide as much. But he was cutting in and just trying to. But he wasn't that much offense to him. He didn't suffer that much because if he was struggling, I think Sibelebele was there to help him.
To actually help him.
So but for him, it wasn't that much to deal with. I think even before coach take him off, he didn't see him a need for him that much because he is not needed in defense. He's not much needed in attack. Okay, he's not good when he goes to attack, but defensively we didn't have much to deal with. So the coach was like, okay, no, I think Sibelebele can drop balls. Now Sibelebele can run that channel alone.
Thank you for it. So Lapo, I have to actually agree with you. Tino Van Rooyen, I do believe he actually didn't have a bad game. He actually did his primary job. So the tactical change that the coach actually made, it was not because of he was actually doing bad. It's because of he knows whenever it's maybe Orlando Pirates actually needs a goal, Sibelebele can actually get a goal. Right back.
How many entries did Sibelebele made? And by that time he was playing in the right back.
In the right back, exactly.
And in the first half he didn't do that. But now when he's playing as a right back, he's able to get into the box and cause the threat. I think he had 3 chances in the box today in the second half. So you can tell that transition of playing Sibelebele as a wing back. It gives him idea that I need to be in the box. I also need to be in defense.
In the left back, let's see the difference between Undaba and Hoto. What's actually the difference between those 2 players?
I think it's a more of a defensive-minded player.
Which one? Was Undaba?
Undaba is a natural left back. He's not converted left back. To left back. So he's a natural left back defender. So with Hoto is good when you're playing with back 3 and wingers. We know that we have our wingers who will play attack and defend. He's good when he's playing that. But if you ask him to focus on defense, it's where you minimize Hoto. You'll never see much of Hoto and effective. As you saw when he came in the second half, he was playing as a winger. He was more effective because he was playing his natural position. So if you ask him to do the defense, he can do that, but he won't be an excellent as he is when he's attacking.
So actually the second half did come. We saw the coach actually making changes, eliminating second Tino Van Rooyen on the right back, putting in Apollos on the right so that they can actually push back Sibelebele on the right back, Mofokeng in, Tito out. Let's talk about Utito. What was the problem with Tito first half? Do you think maybe he was the Tito we all know?
I think no. Tito hasn't been the same since last season. And again, if we just be technical and looking at the game, it is where we're looking at that gap between him and our midfielders. They were isolating him a lot. They were not supporting Tito that much. So
that's true.
It was different when Mofokeng was playing in that role where he had Mariko who was close to him. Whenever Mofokeng and lose the ball or any Sekhukhune defenders able to take the ball, Mariko was there to clean up the mess.
That's true.
So with Tito, he was always isolated. Hence, sometimes you'll find him on the far side, on playing on the wide side, not being on that position. Then you'll find Mahopa dropping in and adding numbers there to try to receive the ball. But I think it was Tito hasn't been the same since.
He hasn't been.
I think even the guys in the formation, I think it does affect him that much. So I think at some point we need to be able to. I think coach needs to be able to spot that if I need to use Tito at his best, I need to combine him with certain players.
That's true.
I think the last game where we were playing Sihlendoule and Nemtangela, Tito had a fantastic game in Orlando. So sometimes you just need to know that, okay, these players can bring the best out of Tito. These players can just bring average. So I will prefer that whenever I'm playing high intensity games, I'll play with the best players that can perform it.
I can actually agree with you actually on that point, because of we stock notice some fit whenever Utito adala with actually a number 8 that actually pushes engadlali square with actually number 6. What you actually normally does, what Utito has this communication to number 8 where it's okay when I actually push or like number 10 when I actually drop. So about the abaningi, they actually get confused. Utito why drop? I land the ball like no, actually that's his role.
That's his role.
Actually.
He actually excel, man.
Yeah.
When he receive and 10 then that's what it does.
And then I combine actually.
When you're supposed to receive on the far head of the pitch where you need to turn and provide the wingers or strikers.
He struggles because of angithi manje players like abombatha ngomakhawula le bayenzani batete ku back four yabo.
There was a point where actually we were talking about they say look at Muremi. He's asking them like push.
One of them must push.
You guys are giving that. Whenever we lose a ball here, we're expecting you guys to receive or bring it. But now there's no one.
Boy,
to push back now and bring the attack.
That's true.
So I think even the players can see that they're communicating with that. Like, no, guys, whenever we're having this, you need to help us in attack, especially when you are attacking. Defensive wise, I'm not worried about it. They're good at it. Bata and Makaula, they're good when it comes to defensive jobs. So I can't complain about that one.
Yeah, I actually have to agree with you. But I also feel like, man, someone in the Orlando Pirates team, maybe like a Mandla Ngazi type of a player, someone needs to tell Utito he actually should forget. Do you still remember the season where he did well, good 2023-2024 seasons? I think he needs to actually be told, it's okay, forget about that season. Actually, like the season comes with its load actually, because of Utito something like last season there. Last season he was in the Tito we needed to see, and it's not because of maybe he's not capable. We actually know Utito is actually he actually can. That's actually Utito once he actually redeemed that Tito that we saw. Because can you imagine, there was a time whereby he was compared with the Tembazwane. It doesn't come cheap to be actually compared to a player Elfana Shikabala, because of Tembazwane himself is actually compared to a player like Dr. Kumal. So it's like Ushugusi, you are actually comparing with Tito and Dr. Kumal. Exactly. So he actually needs to pull up his socks. Actually,
bring Brajomo there, because remember there were talks about number 10.
Exactly.
It was excellent.
Exactly. Thank you for it. So I actually want to talk about a player I will get line up, Gabelo Dlamini. More bigly he does, he still actually have a space to Orlando Pirates. Good player, wonderful player.
No,
he doesn't have a place to Orlando Pirates.
I don't think he's still gonna come back and be able to cement in his place, because I think even now he had a chance to cement that position, but he still struggled with the game time. Still struggled a lot with the game time, because remember, as we were saying, with that season where Tito was excellent, whenever Tito was injured or not available,
he comes in. He comes in.
So last season Tito was struggling, and Dlamini was supposed to take that position and own it, but instead the coaches were not using him. They were using Mufokeng in that role. So now you can tell that I think I will say technically you cannot doubt Gabelo Dlamini. He's very good. He's very good, intelligent player. But sometimes I think now with the coaches, now it comes, as we were saying, the load and the season are different. So the coach comes in with ideas and he prefers this style of play. And I don't think Gabelo Dlamini for now he suits coaches what he's playing. As we saw now, they brought in Dijon. He's playing that role that Gabelo Dlamini is playing. And now I was asking myself, like, if you bring in this player now, what about the one that
we have?
That's
true.
Not injured,
that's true.
He hasn't been struggling with injuries in a long time. So I will say, I think the coach doesn't see him as adding much value in his team at that much. So I think, he doesn't have much future in Orlando Pirates. I think even now they can loan him now, or at the end of the season, let him go.
But okay, we can't actually talk about the second half without talking about the referees. 2 penalties denied. More big the referee got it right. I Pirate by Shai
Look, man, the officiating PSL, man. I think now it goes back to the words of Coach Mangoba. The football is evaluating.
So
we need
VAR
technology that will help us now. Because now, with the referee, according to him, there was nothing wrong.
That's true.
But with the linesman, there was
something wrong.
So now you ask yourself, like, why is the referee making such a bold decision in a clear, obvious penalty?
Yes.
So I think this is where that talk of a technology comes in. And now some can be biased and say this is a direct sabotage to Orlando Pirates or anyhow. But I don't think that performance from the referee was acceptable.
No, it was not.
Quite honest, especially in the second half. I'm not sure what happened to Mr. Ref there. I don't think he was at his level.
So before sizoyivala there, Orlando Pirates second half, they created so many chances, but bashoteng that push final touch, and they say a striker, a box striker who's actually capable. Tsekhofasa Babas has just been loaned to Stellenbosch. Say Kumbula Letlev.
Well, I won today's game. I wouldn't say much because even Makgopa didn't get much supply today. I wouldn't say Makgopa struggling to convert few chances or what, but he didn't get much supply today, especially even in the second half. But our wingers, our midfielders were able to get those chances. So for now, I think for this game, I wouldn't say that this game is provided to Missy Mabas. Maybe we're still going to see those gaps when we go into other games where Makgopa is struggling to convert or Mbutuma is struggling to convert goals. But in this game, I think that part of a striker, actual number 9, it wasn't much of a factor to this game. It wasn't much of a factor. I don't think we miss him that much. But as I said, we're gonna see when it goes to other games going forward. Then we're gonna start noticing if we are actually striking with our number 9s are starting to get goals. And as you know, that in order to win a league, you need a number 9 that will give you goals.
Goals, most definitely.
So I'm worried about that actually. Since Kulumagale party number 9, because you look at Mbutuma and Makgopa.
Yes.
I don't think combined they can give us 15 goals.
True.
Especially now that we left with about 3-4 months until the league is finished. I don't think they can give us that 15 goals. But with Mufokeng and Apolis and Moremi, I know we can get close to 10 goals there and maximum wins from them. But our strikers,
questionable. Should we actually try out Young and number 9?
I think we can. And again, he's able to drop to that number 10. You see what Makgopa was doing today, to drop to that position where Tito was leaving that space. He's good at playing that. But now again, whenever you ask him to do that, I think that's why Orlando Pirates need to maybe change the formation and play with 2 strikers. That will know that we're going to have 2 number 9s, then you know that John will play half 10 and half 9. So by the time when he's playing that, there will be other number 9 who's playing that. Because remember, Stellenbosch, I think, was playing with the boy Ashley Cupido. Cupido was the natural number 9. He was playing at the number 10 sometime. So I think, again, it's a coach's plans and coach's technical ability. Because remember, he spent time with these guys in training.
That's true.
He knows the players' abilities and who's fitting his plans as according to his ideas. So I think it's going to be interesting, actually. It's going to be interesting. Today's game was a learning curve for most of Orlando Pirates players and also the coach. I think the coach now is aware that, okay, now I have a challenge in PSL. The challenge that I'm having is not just playing teams, is with how we deal with officiating.
True.
Because now some players, you could see that they were getting emotional about what the referee was doing. They were losing concentration there and there. But I think now the coach start to again advise them, again motivate them, like, okay guys, we'll keep on going, keep on grinding. No matter what the referees are doing, all we want to do is to score goals. Because when you score goals, we'll get our results. So we cannot just rely on the referees and hope that we can get something, because at games like this, such decisions are questionable. Like,
that's true. And the penalty go Apolis, there was a foul on Apolis. I actually do believe also it's a penalty should have actually been given. But to wrap up the game, so I like the ruthlessness. There were times whereby I would expect him to pass the ball, but forced. Do you think it's actually cementing himself on that third position?
I think he does. He does. But I'm still little bit not convinced about Mofokeng this season. He hasn't been the Mofokeng. But again, you can go look back at the injuries, and the injuries can affect the player's performance. Because I think he played a lot of games carrying a knock, eventually when the coach was like, I need to start line him so that he can deal and come back stronger. So with his performance, he's trying his best, and I know he's capable of doing that. He's going to cement that position whenever you play him as number 10 or whenever you play him at the wing position. So I think he's able to do that, and I think him playing number 10 today changed the concept of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You will see a different dimension when Orlando Pirates was attacking.
Yeah.
Because as we were saying, he was able to hold the ball. Instead, when you think he's going to pass, he'll just go direct.
Yeah.
He'll just go direct and now try to take on players, because that's what we need as number 10. We need number 10 that's creative.
True.
Not just creative by passing, but someone who's going to say, okay, now I have a chance, I can go to take...
Yeah, yes, yeah.
So I think he's that kind of a player that today we needed. And if we want to look at the bench, we didn't have a natural number 10 beside Tito.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
So I think the coach's idea was that I have Tito, then I'll bring him to play in that position as number 10.
In closing, them Fits, amabhakani asile ngama-trophy to this season for actually them ukuthi baqobule yonke into Nedbank Cup and the league. Which ones do you think that mawubhekile bapha bazowathatha? Both or one of them actually? Because for me a treble without a league, it's actually not a treble. So actually winning Nedbank Cup without winning the league, so having MTN8 calling the Nedbank but without the league, it's gonna be a questionable treble actually.
I think this is where it goes to, I think the mandate for Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
The coaches, the players, and all of us as fans, we want league more than the Nedbank Cup.
Yeah.
It will be nice to play final of Nedbank Cup and also know that we are maybe leading the league, or we have no chance to win the league. But I think the mandate for Orlando Pirates
is the league.
Yeah. Is the league that, we fight for league until we get this. And looking at the boys so far, they've been fighting.
Yeah, they've been fighting.
They've been grinding. I think this is the second time we're dropping results. We're playing. This is our second draw of the season.
Yeah.
We had a draw against Sundowns. And look at the games that we have in draws against. It's a top 4 teams.
Yeah.
We're not having draw against mid-table crisis team. So we're just having draws with a team that we know that we can accept this draw.
Yeah.
And say that no, it's in top 4. So these guys are also fighting to be in a conversation for league, winning the league. So such games will always have now comes to a coach's idea like, okay, I think the next game I need to get maximum 3 points.
Yeah.
Because now it's not like we didn't get. We got a point. We need to get maximum
actually.
So now we start to build from there. Because there's a lot of positive to take from this game, especially in the second
half. Yeah.
Especially in the second half. So I think taking the performance from the second half and going to start our next game against Mackenzie on Saturday is going to be interesting.
Very much interesting. Very much interesting.
Then you'll know that the players are motivated and now they are highly known.
Yes.
We are not able to convert our chances against Kukuni. And this has been the talk. This has been the argument. Like, in order to win the league, you need to score goals.
You need to score goals. Keep clean sheets as well.
But you need to score goals as much as possible. Because now, at some point, we might be talking the goal difference conversation. And the league will be tight by then. But if you now start wanting to win games 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, we're not building any reference there.
Yeah, that's true. Mfethu. So, in closing, ngicela ukufaka spotlight Mfethu. Orlando Pirates, will they win the league?
Definitely, I believe that. I believe that.
Bafethu.
Definitely, the league is ours this season.
It's a wrap, Bafethu. This is PSL Pulse, Bafethu. I'm your host, Stosh. I was joined by Osia. Please do subscribe, Bafethu. Please follow us on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok. It's PSL Pulse, Bafethu. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you.